Hey there guys, John Campea here. Thank you for being here on my YouTube channel. And this is a special user-submitted topic that we're going to talk about here. And we're going to be talking about Pixar and Disney animation. Of course, Frozen 2's in theaters right now. Disney has had their Pixar films dominating at the box office as well. But here's the thing. We've got a lot of Disney animated classics being turned into live action films. What Pixar films could theoretically maybe be turned into live action? That's the subject of the user-submitted topic today that comes to us from Andrew Gifford, who wrote in, "Hey John, for the most part, Pixar tells stories that would seem to only work in animation, but Disney's live-action remakes have me curious. What Pixar movies do you think might translate most interestingly in a live-action setting? Thanks." All right, thanks a lot for the question, man. And really, at first, when you consider the incredible catalog that Pixar has, you'd almost be tempted to go, all of them would work great as live action. But really they wouldn't. Monsters, Inc. would be incredibly difficult to try to translate. You're talking about Bug's Life would be incredibly nigh impossible to translate. And Toy Story is really not something you do 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, whatever comes next. One that comes to mind that is a possibility is Ratatouille, because Ratatouille does have, well, mostly all human characters, but it becomes a little bit of a challenge when your main character is a CGI character, particularly a living, breathing creature like Ratatouille is in this thing. So I'm going to boil it down to three Pixar films that I think could translate and translate well into live action movies. The first one I'm going to mention, and these are in no particular order, is WALL-E. Now, WALL-E is really, visually speaking, kind of a simple movie to do. A lot of it has to do with environments and then these little robotic creatures, which you could do practically and in CGI when you need it to be. And then you have a lot of human characters, the spaceships, all that kind of stuff. It is a tremendously human story, even though the movie's about like robots, WALL-E and Eve and the rest of them. But I think at the heart of it, it's a very human story, and that's why I think that one would work well. The second one that I think, even though it takes a lot of visual effects, is Up. Up is basically about these two people in completely different walks of life and completely different times in their lives that come together. And again, here's that word, it's the humanity of the story that I think would work well. Is it going to require a lot of CGI work, particularly when it comes to the dogs and stuff like that? Sure, I acknowledge that and the giant bird and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But really, overall, with the right technology, I think a live action adaptation of Up would work quite well. Now, I said this was in no particular order, but the one that most obviously stands out to me that would translate well into a live action is The Incredibles. Whether you want to talk about one or two, whichever, but I think The Incredibles translates well. Now, you could make the argument that Disney is already about to make a Incredibles movie, and it's called The Fantastic Four. They're going to do that in the next couple of years. And yeah, you could probably have a point on that. But really, when you look at all the themes and the underlying issues that come in the story of The Incredibles, particularly the first one, it's very relatable to adults. It's very entertaining to younger audiences. It's just a perfect Pixar film, actually, ripe to be adapted. Again, it would take a lot of visual effects because of the superpowers and whatnot, but I think that one would go quite well. So those are the ones that I see that Pixar has done that would be most ripe for live action translations. What do you guys think? Do you have another one that maybe I'm forgetting about? Do you have a particular favorite out of the ones that I've mentioned? Jump down to the comments section below and let me know your thoughts. And listen, guys, while you're here, why don't you click on that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button as well. It really helps out the videos and helps out the channel as a whole. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Thanks a lot for being here and joining in this little discussion. My name is John Campea, and until next time, bye-bye.